ASMR video brought to you by Brutus ASMR. So today's video is going to be whispered and soft-spoken. I hope that is good for you guys. If you don't like the soft-spoken, you can check out my other videos where I do more whispering. So today's video is actually going to be about Pokemon. Pokemon. If you don't know what Pokemon is, you might have been living under a rock for the last 20 years. Or you're really just a normal, cool person. But a lot of people like Pokemon. And I like Pokemon. Not as much as I used to. But if you don't like Pokemon, then maybe this video will be so boring that you'll just fall fast asleep. I'm gonna be using this box over here, and we're just gonna talk about Pokemon and look at cards, make some cool sounds. So hopefully you're winding down after a really long day, or you just need to relax a little bit, and through the power of ASMR, you will feel relaxed and get those tingles that we all are hoping to get in life. So let's do it. A box full of cards. So I used to collect Pokemon cards when I was a little kid, and I remember that every time my brother and I did something something that my parents were proud of, whether that was a choir concert or the spelling bee or something like that, if we did well, my parents would get us Pokemon cards. And yeah, so we're just going to talk about some. If you have no idea what this is, you might want to check out another video. But this is actually my second soft-spoken video. It's kind of fun to use my chords, if you know what I mean. So our first Pokemon is Charmander. And if you don't know this little guy, he is very cute. He's a little dinosaur. Or a salamander, because his name's Charmander, but like charbroiled, like he's fire. He's a fire Pokemon. He's a fire type, as what we'd call him. And he's a basic Pokemon. Not like basic as in like, actually, who knows. And he has little moves like Scratch, which is a normal type attack, and Ember. And if you played any of the Pokemon games, you use these moves all the time to battle Pokemon. If you think about Pokemon, actually, it's kind of a sad thing, because we keep these creatures in these little balls, and then we bring them out to fight each other, and then one of them dies. It's kind of a weird concept if you think about it, but we like to think that we let them out and play and socialize and have normal. I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. But the cards are a different game, because you can like play the card game, and I actually don't know how to do that. But Charmander is an awesome little Pokemon. So Zubat, This is Zubat. Zubat. And he's a bat, if you can't tell. And he is, according to this, a grass-type Pokemon. And he has cool moves like Supersonic that confuses the enemy, and Leech Life. And Leech Life, you can basically hurt the other Pokemon, and that damage that you ensue, a portion of that will come back and actually heal you. So, Zubat's a little bat here, and these are both first evolution Pokemons. And yeah. Oh, look, we have a little Pikachu. If you don't know what Pikachu is, then you really have been living under a rock, because there was recently a Ryan Reynolds movie. That's kind of fun. Alrighty. Those are baseball cards. Alrighty. So this is Cubone. And Cubone has a little skull that he's put on his head. I actually don't know what he looks like under it, but he's a ground type Pokemon. And then next we have Ekans. And fun fact, if you didn't know this already, that Ekans is just snake backwards. E-K-A-N-S. And it's just snake backwards. The first generation of Pokemon, I think, are just brilliant, honestly. Bellsprout. Okay, so if you've played any of the Pokemon games, Bellsprout is very common in the first gym. So if you didn't know, oh my god, I'm totally just revealing I'm the biggest nerd, but Pokemon's mainstream enough, I think, at this point, to where I won't look really nerdy. But whatever. Sad. And Bellsprout is a little like a bean sprout almost. And it's got this little head. And it can use Vine Whip. That's a cool sound. Alrighty, let's see if we can find a Pokemon that is a little more impressive. Not in this bunch. So the thing about Pokemon cards is when you buy them, they actually come in these packs. Well, they'll give you like 10 Pokemon cards and also give you these energy things. So these are like what supply your moves, if that makes sense. So a lightning type Pokemon will require these energy things, but in the game you don't need to do that. Okay, so Trico is a little gecko. And he's a little cute little guy. And his move is called Poison Breath. And the whole game is about flipping coins. So you have to have a coin, you just flip it for heads or tails. And those odds kind of just decide on if the move is successful or different parameters within the move. But this is in the third generation. And when I'm talking about generations, I'm saying that the Pokemon Company, which is a Japanese company, will release a whole set of Pokemon in some region, and they're called regions. And the first one's called Kanto region. And each region will have completely different Pokemon. And then in the world of Pokemon, they all kind of exist. But this actually might be fourth generation. No, it's third. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hoot Hoot is just a little guy, and he's a little owl. And he can use hypnosis, where the defending Pokemon is now asleep, and Eerie Light. I don't know what Eerie Light is, to be honest. Alright, this is a classic. Now, Growlithe is a little dog, and his evolution meaning these Pokemon change from one Pokemon to like a greater, stronger version of the same lineage of that Pokemon, if that makes any sense. And the Growlithe can use Flare, and that will do 20 damage. Alright, let's see. Trying to get you something a little more impressive. Not that if you don't know these Pokemon, then none of it's going to be impressive. So I think and basically the cooler Pokemon, or like the more impressive Pokemon, will come in a holographic card, and each deck that you'd get usually has holographic, and it can range from the legendary Pokemon that are like very rare, or if a Pokemon's cool, because some Pokemon are not cool. That was a joke. Sorry. Alrighty. Okay, so this is fun. So this is Charmeleon, and we just went over Charmander like probably 10 minutes ago, and this is the second evolved form of this Pokemon. And basically, it's just a chameleon. Maybe it's a chameleon? The first generation was very close to like real animals, and then as they kind of used all of them, they got a little more creative. But this Pokemon has Flamethrower. And that does 50 damage. And they all have enough HP up here, which means how much damage they can take. It's kind of sad if you think about it, but they can get healed up right away in the Poke Center, so I think Pokemon like being alive, so that's okay. Okay, this guy's cool. His name's Executor, and he's the evolved form of Execute. It's crazy what you end up learning from video games. But this Pokemon is like a little palm tree, basically, with seeds. And it's a very powerful psychic and grass type, and can use teleport and big explosion. Pun intended. Yeah. And he's got a nice little sunset there on the beach. What a lovely life. What a lovely life to live. Okay. So, Magmar. I have no idea what Magmar is. He's basically like a human, basically. Just kidding. And he was the hardest Pokemon to beat in the Pokemon movie series. Okay, so there's also Pokemon TV show. This clearly Pokemon has really covered all of the bases here. But I remember when Magmar just kept on destroying Ash. I kind of look like a Pokemon trainer right now, if you think that. And I kind of look like Ash, so maybe this is more appropriate than I thought. Alrighty. I really don't know how relaxing this whole thing is, so let me know if this is off base. But I thought for all of you Pokemon fans and all of you ASMR fans, this could have been a good one. Okay. Let's see if we can find one that I'm excited to talk about. I think I put all the holographic cards into like a binder or something, because clearly I'm dealing with more of the less rare cards to have. Okay, Onyx. Now, Onyx is a snake made of rock, and Brock, pun intended as well. I'm like kind of realizing all of this as I'm talking about it. But has 90 HP, so it can take a lot of damage. And it has Harden and Rock Throw. But you can see down here that every Pokemon, regardless of how strong they are, they have a weakness. Like we, as humans, have weaknesses. I'm so weird. And basically, a grass type will be double effective or super effective, as they'd call it. And it's kind of like a game of rock, paper, scissors. As you guessed it, water would be super effective against fire, but fire is super effective against grass. And rock, or a rock or a ground type Pokemon, will be really effective against many different things, but a fire type Pokemon. And as you get into like the more obscure types, like psychic Pokemon and dark Pokemon and dragon Pokemon or fighting Pokemon, I mean, this Pokemon Machop is basically a little bodybuilder, and he is a ground type Pokemon on this, but in the video games he's actually fighting. It's crazy how much I know about this stuff. Okay, this is Golduck. And Golduck is the evolved form of Psyduck. And Golduck is, I think, psychic in the game. Not like seeing the future, but like the psychic type, like I was talking about. It's a pretty powerful, cool Pokemon, strong water type. And let's see. They have these cool little trainer cards. And they'll talk about a little Pokemon trainer in the game. So this is a quick little video. I wanted to try to cater to your guys' needs, because I know some of you like the longer videos, which is the one I just posted, and some of you like the shorter videos. Everyone has a preference, and it's all okay. But I wanted to thank you for tuning in today. I hope that if you prefer a soft-spoken video over a whispered video, that this was a little more up your alley. But, yeah, if you want to subscribe and check out my other videos, that would be awesome. But until then, I will see you soon. And I had a really nice time tonight. Peace. I don't know what I was going to do with this, but